That 70s show aired its last episode in 2006, and in the years since, plenty has come out about the series cast. Some is tragic, some is shocking, and some is outright criminal. In the fall of 2017, as the Me Too movement was really picking up steam in Hollywood, Danny Masterson was accused of raping 4 women in the early 2000s while he was starring on That 70s Show. As the Los Angeles Police Department investigated the allegations, Netflix announced the release date of Season 4 of The Ranch, a comedy series that starred Masterson and Ashton Kutcher. An uproar ensued, and the streamer eventually terminated Masterson's contract. Masterson was formally charged with 3 counts of forcible rape in June 2020, the New York Times reported. In September 2023, he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison in 2 of those cases. Quite a few people wrote letters to the court in support of Masterson, including his That 70s Show co-stars Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Deborah Jo Rupp, and Kurtwood Smith. Kutcher and Kunis swiftly faced backlash for doing so, which prompted a controversial response from the couple on Instagram.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
Kutcher added, they were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims. An unnamed accuser told NBC News that the couple's response was upsetting and hypocritical. Soon after, Kutcher resigned from his board chair position at Thorn, an anti-child trafficking nonprofit organization he co-founded. Before Ashton Kutcher married his That 70s Show co-star Mila Kunis, he was in another high-profile romance that kept the tabloids busy. In 2003, Kutcher met Demi Moore through friends, and there was an immediate romantic spark despite a 16-year age difference. The pair married in 2005 in his first marriage and her third. But all was not so rosy by 2011, when Kutcher allegedly marked their 6th anniversary with an extramarital affair. According to Us Weekly, Kutcher reportedly spent the weekend partying at the San Diego Hard Rock Hotel, which included a hot tub 3-way with a couple of young women. Kutcher and Moore split up soon after and officially divorced in 2013. Though Kutcher never confirmed the accusations of cheating, Moore did issue a statement suggesting she may have been betrayed. It read, in part, "As a woman, a mother, and a wife, there are certain values and vows that I hold sacred, and it is in this spirit that I have chosen to move forward with my life." She would later open up further on such alleged betrayals in her 2019 memoir, Inside Out. Since she was in her mid-teens, Laura Prepon struggled to maintain a lean figure. The actress told People in a 2020 interview that her mother actually showed her how to be bulimic. Prepon said, "I think she was trying to help me in her own way. To her, being thin equaled success." Prepon said she could recall the time she was in a bulimic phase by watching specific episodes of That 70s Show. Back then, she'd blame her weight changes on her menstrual cycle and had to have varying wardrobes. Prepon never mentioned what was going on to her fellow cast members. She said, "I was very, very private. I'd have spurts where I would get a handle on it and wouldn't do it for a while. Then something would happen and I would get triggered and the cycle would begin again."
It took me a very long time to be comfortable in my body.
Prepon told Parade that she eventually developed healthier habits and dropped fad diets, replacing rigorous exercise with stretches and organic nourishment. She would indulge in things like dark chocolate, butter, and cream and coffee whenever cravings kicked in. She explained, "You have to use common sense and can't overdo it, but you can have your cake and eat it too as long as it's not completely hulkified." When Ashton Kutcher was still on That 70s Show in February 2001, he apparently saw a murder scene. In 2019, Kutcher took to the stand in the trial of Michael Gargiulo, also known as the Hollywood Ripper. NBC News notes that on the day in question, Kutcher had scheduled a date with Ashley Ellerin at a Grammys afterparty. After making plans at around 8:30 in the evening, Kutcher made a call to explain he was running behind schedule. He was at Ellerin's door at 10:45 p.m. There was no answer when he knocked, but Kutcher noted in his testimony that the house was well lit. The actor cast a brief look through a window, observing what he believed was a wine stain on the carpet. He apparently gave it no thought and assumed he'd been stood up. Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney Dan Ackerman told the court, "We believe now the evidence will show that was actually blood, and Ashley had already been murdered." The following day, Ellerin's lifeless body was found by a roommate. Kutcher testified, "After I heard about what happened, I went to the detectives and said, 'My fingerprints are on the door.' I was freaking out." Gargiulo was reportedly given the death sentence for 2 counts of murder, including Ellerin's, and 1 murder attempt. Visit the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network website or contact RAIN's National Helpline at 1-800-656-HOPE 4673.